So the biggest opportunity I see at Ubyssey is to extend the voter media from beyond the election to make it a continuous one throughout the year and really experiment with that.
One of the big changes that I would personally like to see with VFM is it moving from what it currently is predominantly an elections-based event that happens annually to what is more of a continuous round-the-clock kind of coverage system. So there are certain times when you obviously want media to pay more attention to what's going on within student politics, and the biggest time and occasion for that is elections, because they set the tone for the year. But the thing is, after that, you still need coverage going on. You still need that kind of independent voice carrying forward to make sure that what happens during the elections, is carried throughout the rest of the year.
During the month of January, there's hundreds and hundreds of posts overall. During the other 11 months, there is very, very little, simply because there's no funding. And as a result, what gets focused on and what people are debating may go towards the more sensational and election ready, rather than, without provoking laughter, the issues that matter.
As you can see, though, from the funding from the mini VFM that occurred, it would obviously be great to have that all year round. It took us, I think, 10 days to get 1%. We were at 0% for a while, and then we reached 10% and it just kept growing. And
there's some frantic midnight texts. Oh my god, 10%!
Yeah. So, and we just saw it grow over time. So continuous is really great for that. And then when everything was reset in March again for the AOS elections, it was really great to see new results and
to be number one.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, with your point about continuous is, people don't participate with the media on a one-time basis, and thus voting for media on a one-time basis is, in my mind, a silly way of doing it. I mean, people decide what they like for media every single day simply based on what articles are the best out there and what's illuminating them and what's making them critically think and what's making them argue with people in comments, right? And when you have continuous, it forces people to be more engaged and to think about that, and therefore, as media, continually post and continue to prove their relevance to students. And I think, this past year with continuous, as it was during the spring and summer of 2008, I believe it was, when there was continuous, it makes people more accountable simply because that money is always possibly coming in, and therefore you have an incentive to always produce for students.
Yeah, one of the things that we have now that we didn't have 4 years ago is actual data. We have evidence to show that, one, VFM works. It's able to provide coverage, it's able to raise the quality of debate, and it's able to hold candidates to account. And we have some evidence that says that certain voting systems are better than other voting systems, and a growing public consensus both amongst the political class and the media that moving towards a certain system, in this case continuous VFM, would be a good idea. And
I guess what I would say to improve the VFM contest in the future, I would say we should allocate more money towards continuous VFM and perhaps eventually get rid of one-time VFM altogether.
Continuous VFM kind of yielded results that people thought were more accurate, given the amount of effort the VFM had been putting in and the amount of contribution they give to that dialogue, whereas one-time VFM was a bit more, there was a lot more noise in the results. So going ahead, it's kind of hard to say, because with one-off VFM, you have more people voting, you have a more engaged population, and that provides an incentive for the VFM to reach those people and to say, hey, you should vote for us if you're going to vote anyways.
The school paper came out after the last VFM contest in the last election and said that VFM should move from the one-time system that we have now to a continuous system, and I think that that's a good choice, and I would encourage the AMS to take that step.
And I think it's something that I hope will only grow and prosper, you know, not just during the season where people elect their AMS executives, but the entire year.